cool
That's
thing.
just
You
a
don't steal
stinky
people's Amazon.
situation.
It's a stinky situation, yeah. But this was like, I thought it was funny. They thought they were going to get the Porch Pirates, but the Porch Pirates actually got them. But I'll follow up. Hopefully this will come full circle. The Porch Pirates will be thrown in jail, and then we'll tar and feather them. Instead of that, though, it'll be poop and Amazon peanuts, packing peanuts.
That's what you get.
Howdy, 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 y'all. Welcome to the Daytripper Podcast. I should say ho, ho, howdy. That's been my thing.
Ho,
ho, ho, howdy. All right, so I'm Chet, Garner. Joining me is my co-host, Daniel Mecey, over here. And it is December 2022. 2022 is we're rolling right out of this thing, man.
We sure
can't believe it. All right, so anyway, before we jump in, our sponsor is the Daytripper World Headquarters, like a lot of months. But I want to remind y'all get 15% off using the code podcast. And this is the month of shopping. We've got a lot of cool stuff in our store.
A ton of cool stuff.
We're selling a lot of College Street Bakery fruitcakes. Just started carrying those. Piezometry puzzles. Just started carrying those. We keep our shop kind of like a constant rotation of eclectic.
It's a mercantile.
That's it. It's an old school mercantile. We might start selling like bags of flour and axles for your wagon if you need. Yeah. No, and then. One thing I'm super excited about, I even brought it to show you guys. We just did a collaboration with Zilker Belts. And if y'all don't know, Zilker Belts makes these amazing belts. They're out of Austin. These are made in Argentina. They're classic gaucho belts. So this is what the cowboys in Argentina are wearing, I guess. But we did one that has the Texas flag stitched into it. And so we got these, only place you can buy them, Daytripper World Headquarters. Only place. Look at that stitching pattern, though. Isn't that cool?
So you're saying if somebody wants to buy that belt, they can get a discount as well?
A discount as well, Daniel.
Oh, wow.
15% off on that and all things.
Nice.
All right, y'all. So check us out, the Daytripper World Headquarters. Also, reminder, y'all like, comment, subscribe, do all the things so that we can help this podcast keep growing, which it has been. So thank y'all very much. And all right, let's jump in. December. Day tripping, travel for December. And so I thought, it's this month that everybody is going out to see Christmas lights.
Oh, yeah.
If you're tripping in December, chances are you're going to go see some Christmas lights. So I did sort of a roundup of the best places in Texas to see Christmas lights. I'm going to rapid fire them. Tell me whether or not you've been there.
Okay.
The Zilker Tree and Trail of Lights.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you live in Texas, you've pretty much done this.
Well, I bet you there's some
Central
people.
Texas?
Central Texas, you've definitely done this. So the Zilker Tree is, I don't know, 500 feet tall? It's not that tall. I probably should have looked that up.
It's the tallest thing in the world.
Yeah, right. But you spin around underneath it until you barf. Pretty much. Yeah. That's like the rite of passage for everybody. And then there's the Trail of Lights, which is on the other side of the road. I mean, that one's a must. It's a must do.
Do you remember, you used to be able to drive through it, and now you just have to walk.
Yeah, you have to walk. I do remember, because it's all on that paved road. Yeah. And so, when
I was little, we drove it.
It's actually more fun to walk, I think, than driving.
Yeah, you take your time.
Yeah. And you get to walk under that cool, like, canopy thing.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It is cool.
All right, the San Antonio Riverwalk for Christmas.
For Christmas, I don't know if I've done that.
I never have been down there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Every year I say I'm going to go down there. Never have. So that's on my list this year. All right, Johnson City.
Yes.
Pedernales Co-op, the old courthouse. That place is fantastic.
For such a small city, it blows you away.
Yeah, blown away. So the Pedernales Co-op is where they get their electricity, and since they own the electricity, they don't care about wasting any of it. And so, like, the trees are covered in lights. And I mean, they wrap those suckers all the way to, like, the tiny twigs. And you walk underneath it, it feels like daylight. Like, it's as bright as daylight. Okay, and then the courthouse, I read the courthouse has 2 million lights on it.
Probably.
Is probably right?
There's tons. So
yeah. All right, Santa's Wonderland in College Station.
No.
All right,
I don't go to College Station for a reason.
Yeah, that's just a matter of principle. Christmas, even Christmas doesn't change that.
No.
No, Santa's Wonderland is like, it is like a Disney-sized park of Christmas lights. You park outside, you walk in through like this Western town, and then you've got, it's got all these Western type businesses that are selling whatever, candied apples, hot cocoa. There's a bull riding thing. You can take a horse-drawn carriage ride through this big, long trail of lights.
Horse-drawn carriage?
Yeah. I mean, it's New York like City? A hayride.
Okay.
I mean, no, but if you pay extra, you get your own private carriage. You know, the little romance on the Trail of Lights.
A little smoochy.
That's right. Santa's Wonderland in College Station. That's cool. Georgetown Square. I think it needs to be mentioned.
I mean,
beautiful. Most beautiful town square in Texas. Only gets prettier.
Yep.
All right. Grapevine, Texas.
I was going to ask if that was on the list.
It's on the list. The Christmas capital of Texas.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And then you go into the Gaylord Texan, which is the big conference room and conference center and hotel. And that is this huge atrium that is full of Christmas stuff.
I mean, they've got snow.
They got snow inside there. You go sledding in a hotel conference room.
That is the most amazing hotel.
Yeah,
it really is cool.
It's wild. And then finally, this is one I haven't done, but I was trying to get some love out to East Texas. The Wonderland of Lights in Marshall. So Marshall,
not done that.
Yeah, most people hadn't heard of this one, but that's in Northeast Texas. The courthouse gets done over the top, but they even put a ice skating rink on the courthouse lawn. So, and then there's all kinds of stuff like the whole downtown. There's a map of everything you can do. It's more than just sort of like see the courthouse. There's stuff everywhere. So,
wow,
add that to your list, man. So hopefully y'all will be tripping this Christmas or all December. You know, one of our Christmas hacks for this stuff. If you go before Christmas, especially like the weekend before Christmas, all this stuff is like jam-packed.
Yeah.
I mean, you're shoulder to shoulder with people. But if you wait until after Christmas, there's this little window, like the 26th through the 30th, that all the lights are still up and no one's out there. And it's magical. So that's my hack. Like we like going after Christmas.
Did you miss it?
No. Because you're still feeling all festive, you know? So...
But you give me a hard time when I decorate for Christmas before, like too far before Christmas, and you're celebrating Christmas after Christmas.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, maybe it is. Like, yeah, which one's worse? Celebrating Christmas early November or December 26th?
Because some people would probably say, like, it's 26, no more Christmas music.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
See,
you're like,
it's the holiday season. It goes all the way past New Year, even for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So go out there. All these things stay up. A lot of them stay up until like
a great hack.
January 6th. And so like you got a bigger window to go and explore all this Christmas stuff than you think.
Nice.
All right. Okay. So Daniel, tell me what you've been up to.
Oh man. Well, Thanksgiving was this last month. We're in December now, but I took a little extended vacation. Didn't know it was going to be extended. But we went and visited some family up in Massachusetts. Went to Boston, got some lobster, some chowder, parked the car.
A Dunkin' Donuts on every corner.
Got some coffee. It was a great trip. We got to see some family.
That's awesome.
Lots of cousins.
Cape Cod is, it's cool.
Cape Cod is awesome.
So were y'all mostly in Boston or Cape Cod?
We were actually in Wareham. It's like an hour away from
Massachusetts
Boston.
geography is not so good, Daniel.
Okay, we were in Cape Cod.
Cape Cod.
So... yeah, you know what's funny is like I started talking a little bit like them when I was there. So when I got back, I'm like talking, saying I want some coffee, and I was like, oh my gosh,
dude, there's a Dunkin' Donuts on every corner.
Every corner. So
it's insane how many Dunkin' Donuts there are.
I was shocked. I mean, you could be at a Dunkin' and look and find another Dunkin' in your view
easily
at some point.
Easily.
But and then we tried coffee from a few places, and I was like, I don't know, I the coffee that I typically get, I feel like it's better.
Yeah.
And plus, you don't go to Dunkin' and get donuts.
Yeah, the donuts at Dunkin' are always a letdown to me.
No. And I mean, I would say, obviously Round Rock Donuts and Krispy Kreme around where we are.
Yeah, they're great.
But there's so many little mom and pop, like Donut Palace, little random things. And even those have more fresh donuts. Dunkin's like
I heard Dunkin' Donuts are all like made
frozen.
in some factory, right?
Yeah,
they get brought in.
They're like cake donuts, a lot of them.
Yeah, they are.
So I wasn't wild about that, but that's not why I went there. We went there to see family, and then while we were there, let's see, like I said, the best clam chowder.
Yeah. Ate some lobster.
So Jordan and I actually went to Martha's Vineyard.
That's awesome, man.
Or they just call it Martha's Island over there. Like they didn't call it Vineyard.
Martha's Island.
Huh? Yeah. And so we did that for a day. Saw alpacas, which is just crazy. You can go to the island and see
but
alpacas.
all right.
Yeah. Ate some great food on the island. We did lots of different things. So it was really cool. Where we actually stayed in a house that was like a friend of the family, and it was a big house, and it was on a peninsula. Because there's water everywhere.
There is water everywhere.
There's water everywhere.
Yeah.
But we were kind of in this area where it was like this peninsula, and so you could walk 100 yards in any direction, and you were on a beach.
Oh, that's cool.
Where we were staying, and so the girls, even though it was a little cool. It was actually colder in Texas than it was in Massachusetts.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. But we were like on the beach a lot, picking seashells.
That's cool. I love the beach in the winter. I even like going to the Texas beach in the winter. You don't go swimming, but it's still fun. Like there's the coastal breeze and shelling and all that.
The good thing about any beach, Texas or Massachusetts, really anywhere, is you don't have to deal with crowds. You know?
Yeah.
So that was what was really nice. Like all the houses on that whole area that we were in, I'd say like 20-30% of them had people in them. A lot of them were vacation homes, and so people up there when the weather gets cold, they go to their main home, wherever that may be. Okay. And then this one, it's because I think a lot of these are pretty old, and so they're like it's the family's house.
Okay,
and it got passed down.
Yeah,
and they're just like, we're gonna keep it for the family.
Okay,
but they live somewhere else, and so when the weather's good, we'll go to Massachusetts.
That's funny.
Yeah, so there's like nobody there. So
that's kind of fun.
It was neat. But of course, a lot of things were closed down too. So it's off season.
There's not the summer tourists and all that. But man, the lobster's awesome.
I've never had that much in my life.
I know.
There's a few reasons to leave Texas, and I emphasize a few because we've got everything here.
Yeah, we do.
If you want to get some fresh lobster,
maybe one of them. What's the best thing you ate? The whole meal.
Oh my gosh,
the whole trip.
The whole thing. Well, I had clam chowder that was out of this world. Never had it that good before. Amazing. And it was at a place called the Charred Oak Tavern.
Okay. All right.
And it was phenomenal.
Okay.
I liked it. I've got I've become like a, what do you call it? Just like a specialist in.
Okay. Connoisseur.
I'm a connoisseur of clam chowder now.
He spends 1 week in Massachusetts.
I know it all.
Comes back
I know it all.
As the
I like it chunky.
Okay. All right.
A little bit thick.
Potatoes. There's potatoes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And some clams.
Because I tried one and it was great, but it was really soupy.
Okay.
It's like,
I like a little chunky. It's got to be creamy, thick.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
cool.
So,
cool.
It was a good trip, though.
That's awesome.
Got to spend time with the family. And, I don't ever want to fly again, though, now.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a mess. It was a mess.
That's a debacle. Well, I did something I'd never done before this past month. Went bird hunting.
Really?
With dogs.
Oh.
So we went down to a place called Joshua Creek. This was me and some of my friends. And took a hunting expedition. Joshua Creek is a hunting lodge outside of Boerne, Texas.
Yeah.
And they released something like 100,000 birds out into these fields over the course of the year.
Don't they just fly away?
Yeah, you would think. But evidently, so it was pheasants, quail, and then another kind of like Afghanistan quail called a chucker. Yeah.
Okay.
And so they were all just like put out there. They just chill. They're not like going to fly away. And so we had the dogs. The most fun part was watching the dogs work.
Yeah.
Because you're walking through this tall grass and all of a sudden when they sniff a bird, they point and they freeze, like frozen, until you get in position and then the guide gives them the command. They go scare the bird out and then you're in charge of that. Then it's your job to shoot it.
Yeah.
But the fun part is like you got your friends around you and the guide and the dogs. And you have no idea which direction this bird's going to fly. Like it could come straight at your face. It could go straight at your buddy's face.
Eesh.
And so once you're out there and you realize, Dick Cheney shot someone in the face doing bird hunting, you're like, yeah, I could see that happening. because these birds, you don't know where they're going.
Yeah. And you got to have a lot of trust in the people you're hunting with.
You got to. You have to have trust in the people. And I had to sign a waiver before we went out there that if I killed a dog, it was $5,000. I'm like, all right. So, sometimes those birds fly really low and the dogs are right there yipping at their, at their tails.
You just got to let it
go.
You're
like, I'm not shooting that one. That's a $5,000 bird. No bird is worth $5,000. So that was a blast though. Literally.
Well, that's a literal blast. That's awesome. Did you get to eat any?
So you...
I should ask this first. Did you shoot any?
I did. I shot some. Not as many as my buddy did. My buddy, Brian, who kind of put the trip together, he's done this a lot. So he was a marksman, man. But I shot some.
Cool.
And then you got to buy birds that people had previously shot and they cleaned. You couldn't buy more than you shot. So it's like there was a cooler. It's like a kitty. You can't take as much out unless you put it in. So if you shot 13 birds, you could buy 13 birds of meat. It's not yours because it takes a while for them to clean it and do all that stuff.
Okay.
It was fun, though.
Cool.
It was a blast, man. All right. So let's go on. Meanwhile in Texas.
While you've been listening to this podcast, lots of stuff's been going on in the Lone Star State. This is Meanwhile in Texas.
All right, Daniel. Texas always keeps us entertained. What'd you find?
Okay. Well, I found something that was both funny and a little tragic at the same time.
Okay.
So you went to law school. Like, you remember all the process. When you're in high school going to a college, you have to take a...
SAT.
SAT. And do you remember studying forever?
Oh, yeah, the SAT is terrible.
What am I going to get?
Yeah.
Because you feel at the time like your whole life
this is the most important thing you've ever done in your life. Yeah.
So some kids were driving down the road, saw a bunch of papers flying out of a UPS truck. This is in El Paso, Texas, by the way.
Okay.
They joked with each other. What if that was the SAT scores or, the SATs that we just took? It was.
Oh, no.
So all but 55, I believe, were recovered.
Wow.
All of these kids are potentially going to have to retake the SAT.
No.
It takes like 3 hours to take this test.
Yeah. That's not something you want to do.
Oh my gosh. Like it makes my heart sink even thinking about it.
Yeah.
It was so long ago that I took that. But
we lost your score. What do you mean you lost my score?
Seriously.
We forgot to put the windows.
Yeah, I mean, UPS actually came out with a little thing and said, we are not, responsible and we do not endorse what this guy did. It's not a reflection of us. It's like, well, duh.
Each of those kids gets a 1,600.
Yeah,
that's
right? Just give them
whatever
college you want, just go there.
UPS has to pay for 1,600, whatever that it means. I don't know how you do that. Whatever college you want to go to, UPS has it covered now. You just made a 1,600.
There's literally a video, and it's so sad and funny at the same time. You hear that TikTok thing. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh no.
So like they literally walk up and they look, what is this paper? And they zoom in and you can see it's SAT test.
SAT.
And coincidentally, kids that took the test actually saw this happening too. So
that's
absolutely
painful.
Horrid. Horrid.
That's painful.
So
all right, they all get 1,600.
1,600.
We'll make sure that happens.
What do you got?
All right, so it is December. We're probably going to be getting a lot of packages dropped off at our door, right?
I'm sure.
I mean, Amazon, you're going to order whatever. Well, beware of porch pirates.
Oh, yeah.
But beware of porch pirates that strike back. So this is a story out of Austin. There was a whole slew of Amazon packages being stolen off of people's porches. And so this couple knew that like people had, everybody's got their Ring cameras now or whatever. So there's footage of these people. This couple knew like they're scoping the neighborhood. They're going to steal something. So in order to get the porch pirates, they filled up a box of dirty diapers from their young kid with a bunch of poop in them. And so the porch pirates steal their Amazon box that's actually full of dirty diapers and then get so mad. You're like, haha, yeah, take that, porch pirates. But this doesn't go well for the homeowners. So not only do the dirty diapers then get emptied on their lawn and on their door, they come back later with cow manure and throw it all over their house and smear it all over their house. And so I'm like, these guys are idiots. I mean, like, if you get... Anyway, so the homeowners got so mad, they called the cops. Cops are now opening an investigation. There's video footage of these yahoos because they're there. But,
wow.
They should have gone, all right, we got caught and disappear. This house is onto us.
Yeah.
This is when criminals are idiots. They're like,
absolutely.
Let's go back and get some manure, and, man, we'll really show them. And now, because they decided to retaliate, they're probably going to end up in jail, which they should have been in the first place because, like... That's not a cool
That's
thing.
just
You
a
don't steal
stinky
people's Amazon.
situation.
It's a stinky situation, yeah. But this was like, I thought it was funny. They thought they were going to get the Porch Pirates, but the Porch Pirates actually got them. But I'll follow up. Hopefully, this will come full circle. The Porch Pirates will be thrown in jail, and then we'll tar and feather them. Instead of that, though, it'll be poop and Amazon peanuts, packing peanuts.
That's what you get.
Yeah. I still wish we had some of those sort of methods of justice in our neighborhoods.
Kind of an eye for an eye type situation.
a little bit. Like, we've got what we do, we put them in the pen or whatever. But like, there's some deterrent value to some of these humiliation techniques that I think
it keeps them from doing it again.
We need to reopen that book a little bit and see what we can find out there. All right. Okay, next up, Texas Music Minute. All right, so this is where we bring you guys a song from a band or somebody who is a new musician who's making their way on the charts. This is not necessarily a new act, but it's one I was surprised we've never covered them before. So I got y'all a song from Midland.
Oh.
Midland's great. So if you don't know about Midland, and this was another reason I picked Midland. Midland is coming to the Two-Step Inn in Georgetown.
That's right.
Coming up in April, which is known as the world's largest outdoor honky-tonk. We'll see.
That's what they're calling it?
Yeah, it's a festival. It's a country music festival that's coming to Georgetown in the spring. Buying tickets to it was an absolute debacle.
Did you end up getting some?
No.
I never got any.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that something falls in my lap. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. But Midland is one of my favorite bands. They're
Absolutely.
playing there. So this band was formed in 2014. 3 friends, Mark, Jess, Cameron. They kind of created a concept band. So they wear the embroidered suits. It's throwback country, but it's got a new feel to it. Cameron, who's the bassist, he's a music video director whose previous world, he directed like a bunch of the Bruno Mars videos.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. A little quirk there. But now I guess I don't know if he still directs music videos or he's just a rock star touring with Midland or not. All right. But their song, this is one of their newest releases. It features John Party, who's another country music artist. Midland, Long Neck Way to Go.
I've got a long
All right.
I love it.
It's a good song, huh?
Every Midland song is like the perfect country western dance song.
Isn't it?
Yeah, they're all two-step songs.
That is a classic two-step song. The music video's got a lot of Big Lebowski vibes if anybody wants to go and watch the video. It's a good video. But Midland is one of those, like, I think the world needed bands like this.
Yes.
Doing classic country. This isn't bro country. This is the good
It feels
good stuff.
like, do you remember, I'm going to take credit. I told you about Midland. Do you remember that? I think we were in Hyco, Texas when we did our Hyco episode.
I do remember playing it on the road. Like,
I was like, you haven't heard this song? Because at the time they had like a new song that just came out, and I was like, oh, that song's so good.
Yeah.
But
we started playing Midland. I actually do remember that. So yeah, props to Daniel.
I'm just gonna say
he's at the forefront of cool kid music. Well done. All right, okay, guys. So now we're moving into questions from the back seat.
Are we there yet?
Hey, can you pass me the snacks?
When are we gonna stop? I gotta go.
All right, this one comes from Miranda Johnson. Kind of dovetails into what we were just talking about. What's your road trip playlist like?
Ooh.
I think that's a good one. And I think, for me personally, there's no like set playlist. I don't think. We jump around all the time.
I mean, jump around, jump up and get down. No, we literally listen to everything.
Everything. But I like picking a playlist that matches the destination.
We do that a lot.
Yeah. So, like, we're not going to listen to the same music in downtown Houston that we would listen to in, Big Spring, Texas, or Big Bend. That's going to be more of your Western stuff than downtown Houston. I mean, we may listen to some DJ Screw.
Yeah, we listen to everything.
Some Paul Wall, Yeah.
It is funny. I think we're all just an eclectic mix, like the whole crew.
Yeah.
We all kind of grew up appreciating different genres of music too. So I remember Richie always had like an iPod he'd bring on every trip, and he would play like different playlists for everything. But one of the best decisions I think you could ever make, if you take a lot of road trips, you got to have satellite radio.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And we throw on like Prime Country quite a bit because we grew up in 80s, 90s country was like big for all of us.
Willie's Roadhouse gets a lot of rotation, but Prime Country probably the most.
Probably the least would be
pop,
like hits.
Yeah.
Like if just putting on a hits, I don't know. Every once in a while, but
every once in a while we'd do that. All right, so Miranda, there's no. I think most people would say like, oh, it's would think we would say, oh, it's Willie Nelson or whatever. Like, and it is sometimes, but it's all over the place.
Yeah.
All right, so this comes from Nikki Hodgson. How many days does it take to shoot an episode?
To shoot an episode, okay, so the least would probably be 2.
2 days. Kind of standard.
Yeah, standard would be 2. And I think the average is probably around 3. Yeah, but we've hit 4 before if it's further away. If you go out to West Texas,
if we're doing 4 though, it's usually we're gonna put a couple episodes in there. We're gonna get out.
If we're going to El Paso,
yeah,
we're gonna try to knock out 2 while we're out there
for sure.
And then it becomes like a 5-day trip too.
I know. Yeah, those are long.
I mean,
and so we try to keep them to a minimum. It is not a true day trip. We do overnight. No. I do wear the same clothes 2 days in a row. They get extra stinky.
Very stinky.
The crew does not like that. But y'all have had, because y'all are more in the show now.
Yeah.
Y'all have had to sort of think. I'm like, hey, wear that same shirt you wore because... And so they'll pull them. They usually won't wear them for the day, but they'll pull them out of their bag and like put them on.
It's
and be like,
stinky.
This is gross. I'm like, what do you think I do every time? Welcome to my world. Every time.
Yeah.
All right. Here's one that I wanted to dive a little deeper into. Have you ever done a show about the Townsend-Stafford feud? The book is written about it, titled No Hope for Heaven, No Fear of Hell.
I have absolutely no idea what that is.
Neither did I. No clue at all.
Townsend-Stafford?
Yeah, the Townsend-Stafford feud. And so the answer, Roy, is no, we have not. But I got us a little history lesson on it. Okay.
Teach me,
So the Townsend-Stafford feud all happened in Columbus, Texas. It's often called Colorado County feud. All right, so that's Columbus, Texas, which is on the way to Houston. Kind of it's on the Colorado River, right on I-10, west of Houston. If you're taking 71 from Austin to Houston, it's where you get on I-10. It's so between San Antonio and Houston. Here's what happened. So 2 very prominent families in Columbus start to hate each other. There are some shootouts in the early 1870s that result in some deaths, but it doesn't really get heated until a sheriff's race. So the way you kept your power back in those days, you get your elected officials in office, you can maintain power for a while, right? And so there was a sheriff's race, incumbent Sam Reese versus Larkin Hope, all right? The Reese family was somehow tied to the Staffords. The voters would decide who won the sheriff's race, but turns out they actually only voted for whoever State Senator Mark Townsend told them, and he was basically like the magic wand of who got into office and who didn't. He had helped elect this Reese guy, but in a plot twist, he decides to endorse Hope, running against him. Ooh. So he endorses Hope, who is now sure to win, except that before the elections, the Reeses gunned down Hope on the courthouse lawn, or right in that area.
I think
Columbus
I saw
County.
This episode of Yellowstone.
Yeah, it's right there. yeah. This is all those ideas in Yellowstone. Those have happened before, right? So Townsend, his guy is dead now. He says, "Oh, well, I got another one." So he endorses this other guy named Burford. Burford, as you would guess, gets elected. And this starts this bitter feud. And so for the next decade or more, there were at least 5 shootouts on the streets of Columbus. All kinds of people died. Lots of bloodshed.
Wow.
And the only way they were able to get it settled down is the Texas Rangers had to come in and basically say, all right, guys, no more of this. Quiet, quiet. So
I'm sure that's what they did too. Quiet,
calm
quiet,
down,
guys,
calm down. Man, I was kind of cool though. I want a movie. We need a movie.
I was going to say, this is at least a series.
At least a series.
Wow.
Because it goes on from 1870 until 1911.
Oh.
That's a long
I thought you
feud.
said 10 years.
Well, 1870 and then the Lark and Hope thing didn't happen until the 1890s. So
wow.
A little more than a decade between that and the end of it. A lot of bloodshed. So Roy Heffley, thanks for the note. That's pretty cool.
Very interesting.
We're gonna go research that a little more. All right, so that's our questions. If you want us to answer one of your questions, please leave a comment on this podcast or send something in, podcast@thedaytripper.com. We love getting questions from y'all. Or just leave a question anywhere on Facebook, YouTube, leave one in a review on the podcast, whatever you want. We scope all that stuff. Okay, so here we go. This isn't so much questions. This is just rants and musings. These are some of my favorite.
Hey, Daytripper, I got a bone to pick with you. Oh my goodness, it's the Daytripper. We love your show.
All right. So this one comes from Veronica Castillion. It's a good one. Good morning, Chet, all the crew. Wonderful show. Thank you for all you do to highlight the Lone Star State. I'm watching you right now on my favorite TV station, KLRN, and I'm inspired to drive to Tyler after watching the Daytripper. Great looks, friendly smile. She's hitting on me in this part. Good voice, talented crew. Keep up the good work, and happy Thanksgiving.
Nice.
I was like, thank you,
great.
Veronica.
Hey,
Thank you.
we did win an Emmy for that episode.
We did. You're right.
And that was a fun city.
We did indeed.
It was great.
Tyler was great. All right, here's a bad one. This comes from Ruth. Just
great.
Ruth. I love all these. These are good. Okay, in your episode in Fort Worth at the ice cream shop, you got a cone, left the shop, sat down on a bench, and you dropped the ice cream on the sidewalk. You remember that moment? It was a silly moment.
I remember it.
Y'all wanted ice cream. I was like, no, you don't deserve ice cream. And then I went out to the bench, dropped my ice cream, and it was kind of like a karma moment. I was bad to my crew, and then I got punished, and my ice cream fell on the ground. And she said, but you left it and just walked away. Why wouldn't you just pick up the mess? Even though there was a trash can in the scene, you walked off, leaving a big glob of melting ice cream to make a sticky mess. Hoping you at least had one of your people clean up the mess. But here's the deal. Every inconsiderate littering Yahoo that watched you do that will be reinforced in their irresponsible habits. Thump on the head to you. Your shows send out a message in everything you do. Is that the kind of message you want? Just saying. Ruth. I love this one.
Wow.
I know.
So you're telling me that like every TV series, every movie out there, if it shows something that is not good, that people are going to have to do that.
Right, exactly.
That makes no sense.
Exactly.
No sense.
It's a TV show, Ruth. We made a joke, and then, of course, we picked up the ice cream. Of course we did.
Yes.
And I don't think anybody out there saw me and was like, oh, if Chet leaves ice cream, I can just leave my ice cream.
Oh my gosh.
It made me think about, like, does Hollywood get emails when a car drives off a cliff and explodes?
You're encouraging people to drive off cliffs.
Did you go and pick up that wrecked car? Because it littered, and now everybody thinks they wrecked their car off a cliff. They can just leave it at the bottom. Like, I don't know.
Oh, boy.
These are fun. All right.
I actually remember specifically, I was like, hey, that would be funny if like it fell. And you're like, oh, yeah, that would be good. Well, let's do that. And so it was kind of planned out.
Yeah.
It was just a funny moment. And I remember you picking it up.
I did.
And
I picked it
threw
up.
it away.
I picked it up. All right, here's a fun one, and this is the first time this ever happened, making the Daytripper. Comes from Gwen McGowan, says, it took a while, but my Daytripper quilt is now complete. So much fun. Thanks for the great show. This is awesome. So she had some Daytripper shirts, and she made a quilt out of them. But not just Daytripper shirts, but all the shirts that she's collected day tripping. So she's got like a Paladuro shirt in here. She's got a Fort Worth shirt, Wildcatter Ranch, Jacksonville, Texas, Bluebonnet Cafe, Lukenbach.
That's amazing.
Isn't that cool?
I should have thought about that. I've had so many Daytripper shirts, and then like if they don't fit, I give them away to people.
Right.
I should have just made a quilt.
Gwen, you got to talk to Gwen. Gwen will make you a quilt. This was like hanging on a wall. I don't know if this is a centerpiece for her house or what. But San
very
Saba,
cool.
she's done some good stuff. Gwen, thank you so much. Not just chunking them. You repurposed them. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Absolutely.
Love it. I love it. All right, guys. So that wraps up the podcast. Remember, 15% off. Podcast is the coupon code at the Daytripper World headquarters. You can come in and just say podcast.
You have to whisper it.
You have to whisper it like it's a secret handshake.
Chet told me.
Or just use it online. I want everybody out there to have a Merry Christmas, have a very safe holidays. We wish y'all joy, blessings, and goodness as you celebrate the birth of Christ. It's going to be a good month over here, and we hope y'all have the same. So remember, like, subscribe, all the things you can do to help our podcast grow. And thank you to our producer, Alex Fort, over here, rocking the turntables. And say your goodbyes, Daniel.
All right. Goodbyes, Daniel. I mean,
and vaya con Dios, amigos.